Driving a school bus over train tracks requires the utmost safety and attention. So there are a few things you'll have to know before hitting the road. By the end of this video, you'll better understand the proper method of crossing railroad tracks, what the various railroad crossing signs mean, and even learn some facts about trains you may not have known, all while studying some real-life examples. Remember, it's all about deciding smart so you can arrive safe, because it's not only your safety, it's theirs too. Let's start with the basics. The signs and signals surrounding a railroad crossing. We all know the common street signs: stop, yield, one way. But designated railroad crossings have their own specialized signs, some of which you may have seen before. Wherever the road crosses train tracks, it's important to recognize the signs and signals, such as the advance warning sign. The advance warning sign is your first visual marker. Wherever you spot one, you should know you'll soon approach a railroad crossing. See tracks? Think train. It will be the first sign you see when approaching a crossing and indicates that it's time to turn on your hazard lights and inform your passengers to settle down and be quiet as you listen for trains. Just before the crossing, you will see the crossbuck sign for a railroad crossing. When you see this sign, you are about to cross railroad tracks. The crossbuck signifies the only safe and legal place for a vehicle to cross railroad tracks, and buses are no exception. When you see a crossbuck, be prepared to stop. Buses must always stop at a crossbuck, even if there aren't any trains. That's why you must always check to see if there is traffic behind you. Make sure they are aware you are stopping. When you stop at a crossbuck, you should open the driver's window and door if that's your protocol. Wait and look both ways multiple times. You should always assume a train is coming, because trains can run on any track at any time in either direction. Always expect a train. This is an exempt sign. In some states, buses can cross without stopping. To learn about your state's rules, contact your supervisor. Know that you should still look and listen, even if this sign is present. This multiple track sign means there is more than one set of tracks, which could mean multiple trains traveling in the same direction or different directions. When you see this sign, you should be extra careful, because trains could be coming in either direction. Thoroughly check all directions before proceeding, looking, and listening while you do. Double the care, double the safety. Once you've determined it's safe, drive over all the tracks at once, not shifting gears and not stopping until you are fully across. When pulling up to the tracks, remember to keep in mind what we call the containment zone. The containment zone ensures that you are safely clear of the tracks by at least 15 feet before and after the crossing. What that means for you as a school bus driver is that you'll need to travel a minimum of 70 feet before being fully clear of the tracks on the other side, a distance to keep in mind before crossing. When approaching a railroad crossing, there are not only street signs, but there may be pavement markings as well. Take these stop lines, for instance. This line tells you where your bus should stop before tracks, along with the railroad crossing marking painted on the pavement. Keep in mind, these markings will not be present at every crossing. If they're not, remember to stop no closer than 15 feet from the tracks, but no further than 50 feet. Now, let's get back to the signs. This one indicates low ground clearance. If this is along your route, you should contact your supervisor for a possible alternate route and be sure to follow your transportation district's protocol. And be sure to be careful. That brings us to the blue and white emergency notification system sign, aka an ENS sign. These blue and white signs are for an emergency on or near the tracks. Each ENS sign has a unique crossing ID and emergency phone number to call if you ever stall or get stuck on the tracks, if there is something on the tracks, or if there's a light or gate malfunction. Call the number listed on the ENS sign and provide the unique crossing ID number listed. If stalled or stuck on the track, evacuation is the priority. There are 2 additional signs that you may see near tracks. First is the road parallels track sign. It indicates that you will immediately face a crossing once you turn. This is a quiet zone sign. In a designated quiet zone, trains are not required to use their horns. Remember, see tracks, think train. Some communities have established quiet zones where train horns will not routinely sound. When you're driving through such neighborhoods, keep a close eye out for the no train horn sign attached to the advanced warning sign we discussed earlier. In this case, you'll want to double, even triple check when crossing these tracks, as there may not be a horn letting you know a train is approaching.